It's the 2024 Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open on CBS Sports Network. Summertime shy, we are living the good life at the 8th tour stop of the season at Danny Cuniff Park. It is Championship Sunday. We have got gold medals to hand out. 5 matches are coming your way, and we are going to get things started with 2 of the greatest that have ever been on tour in women's singles. Megan Fudge, the most medals of any woman on tour, 55 to her name. She's going up against Simone Jardim, who has the most golds of any woman on tour. Just to put it in perspective, 104 medals between these 2 women. Welcome into the booth on Championship Court alongside Next Gen National Team head coach Chad Edwards and pro pickleball coach Dominic Catalano. I'm Dorian Kraft. Fellas, this one is going to be electric. Simone Jardim, it has been a resurgence for her in terms of singles. She won her first gold this year, the last one before that, all the way back in 2021. Now, this match, a rematch of the semifinals in Cincinnati. Dom, what does Jardim need to do to have a repeat performance?
Well, you called it. It's a resurgence. She's really getting back on top of the game on the singles side. We already know how good she is on the double side. She's getting back to that singles prowess. And what I'm seeing from her is the way she's moving the ball, the way she's striking the ball. Her key here is she's going to want to move Megan Fudge side to side, move her laterally, and then get to that kitchen line and end points. We talked about this pregame. She doesn't want to let those points draw out. That'll play right into Megan Fudge's game. She's going to want to move that ball around, get to the kitchen line, and end those points early.
For the top seed Megan Fudge, she has been the stalwart of Championship Sunday. Chad, what is it that allows her to be so consistent week in and week out?
Well, and that's the key word, the consistency. Is you're going to see Megan Fudge on Championship Sunday in some event across the board, whether it's women's singles, women's doubles, or mixed. But she makes so many balls, and we see that time and time again. Like you said, Dom, Jardim's not going to want to stay in that baseline game with Fudge for too long. She's going to want to come forward and take that ball out of the air, put some pressure on, because if she stays in that baseline game with Fudge, that's her strength. She's going to move that ball around. She's going to hit deep balls, push Jardim back off the baseline. So it'll be interesting to see each other's strategy in this one.
2 women that know each other well. They have combined for the last 3 gold medals on tour in women's singles, and 1 more is up for grabs today. It is a beautiful day for pickleball here in the suburbs of Chicago. 70 degrees, blue skies, and sunny. We have got Championship Sunday coming up next. It is the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. The APP is sponsored by Arnicare, fragrance-free pain and bruise relief of your game without the pain. Megan Fudge, she will be facing a newcomer to Championship Sunday, Kate Fahey.
Good absorption dink there from Fudge.
As she outlasts Kate Fahey in game number 1, 22-20.
Oh, no.
That is
No. Winner.
Flicks it back across the body. Perfect winner from Fahey.
Fahey to serve for game number 2. Fahey! We will go the distance.
I don't think anybody's getting to that one. That's a perfect angled volley there from Fahey.
Fudge on the move and delivers a forehand winner.
Oh, she had it on a paddle.
Fahey into the net, and it's Fudge with championship point.
Yeah, there it is.
The heart of the champion, Megan Fudge, outlasts a furious effort by Kate Fahey as she captures the women's singles gold medal in a match for the ages. Megan Fudge capturing the gold at the last tour stop in Newport Beach over 4th of July weekend. The 37-year-old from Bel Air, Florida, was tested by the newcomer Kate Fahey. It's not going to get any easier today against Simone Jardim as we are underway in our women's singles gold medal match. Fudge in the pink and white skirt at the bottom of your screen puts it into the net on the backhand side. Simone Jardim, 44 years old, originally from Brazil, lives in Naples, Florida.
Well, and just a reminder, we are in singles, so it's rally scoring. Every point matters.
Raise the forehand wide.
We're seeing just how deep Fudge is going with those ground strokes and really pushing Jardim back behind the baseline.
When these two played in Cincinnati, Jardim took game number 1, 15-11. Fudge captured the second, 16-14 before Jardim ended up taking the third, 15-13. Nice angle there from Jardim.
I mean, great get on the initial ball from Megan Fudge, but that's just too much right there. But the angle created by Jardim on the backhand cross court, and that's what she's going to need to do and get into that kitchen line.
Jardim giving it an effort, could not get there. Guys, those are the rallies that we should expect in this match.
Yeah, and the difference in that point right there is you see the corners that Fudge is hitting. It's closer to that sideline. Jardim's catching a little bit more middle of the court, so Fudge is really making Jardim move right now.
Pushes it long off the backhand side. If Fudge continues to hit those corners, what's the adjustment Jardim needs to make?
Well, I mean, she's got to get a little tighter, too, with those corners. She's got to pull that ball more to the sideline and get Fudge off that sideline like she did on the point she came up to the kitchen line.
Easier said than done.
100%.
Jardim up to the kitchen line, cut it too fine, trying to find that sideline.
Yeah, just a little too much angle there from Jardim. And a little too much pace. Even if she goes just a little bit softer, again, easier said than done right there with Fudge's ground, or coming off of Fudge's ground stroke.
There it is.
Yeah,
great ball there from Jardim.
Yeah, that's the angle we're talking about, where she's got to get that ball on such an angle that it's off the sideline, right? And Chad and I keep saying, we're like, it's easy. It's easy, right? But that is so hard to create that sharp of an angle.
Smart play there, going back behind Fudge.
Yeah, good ball there from Jardim, catching the sideline. Then on the volley, she knows that Fudge is going to be recovering to the middle, so she doubles up back behind her.
Service error for the side out, puts Fudge back in front, 5-4.
Jardim all smiles back to the baseline. No, she makes a mistake there. Almost looks like she rushed it just a little.
Oh, great backhand flick from Jardim for the winner.
The key is getting that ball out of the air. We talk about that all the time. In singles, you have to, if you can, take this ball out of the air. Watch Jardim reach, get that out of the air, not let it bounce. Doesn't allow Fudge to set up.
Overhead from Fudge. Jardim able to get there, cannot return it.
Yeah, Jardim went for the drop shot there, and it just floated on it. Fudge came forward easily, took that ball, put the pressure on.
Jardim, one of the most successful women on tour, but it's been Fudge who has played in 6 of the 7 championship Sundays in women's singles. How much does that factor into the comfortability in this match?
Got a little closer to that last ball, but it's just grinding these points out. Dorian, to your question right there, we talked about it yesterday as far as the mindset, the difference between the top 5 and the top 25. That comfortability, that's a difficult word for me to say with an R in the middle. You already understand that mindset. You already have the ability to come in, not feel as much pressure.
Oh.
Little love off of the net cord.
And the wind starting to really pick up now. It's at the back of Megan Fudge, right in the face of Jardim. So every ground stroke that Jardim hits, she's really got to get into it to get that ball deep to the baseline.
Again, going back behind Fudge. That's the second time we've seen Jardim go double up on the backhand side.
Well, and part of it as well is that you'll see Fudge leave a little bit earlier, trying to cover that wide cross court and recover back to the middle to give her an option at that. So with that earlier step there, it allows Jardim to double up and catch her while she's moving.
I believe we got a timeout here from Megan Fudge.
And Jardim
no,
gets her nose back out in front. Just go into the towel.
Yep. Drinking a towel.
We've had heat at moments over the course of the weekend. This morning, a little breezy, cooler, better on-court conditions from that respect. And floated it just wide, side out, 8-all. What stands out to each one of you about the way this match has started?
I think it started exactly how we thought. You're seeing Jardim try to get in as much as possible. She's going to really come in on a deep ball to Megan Fudge. She's kind of on her heels. The hard part right now is the wind's in her face, so getting that deep ball is tough.
Just pulled it wide again.
And Fudge is completely content staying back at the baseline. I mean, Jardim brought her up like 3 shots in there, and she just retreated back. She's not coming up. She's going to stay back.
Fudge edges her nose back out in front, 9-8. First to 15 rally scoring. The wind pushing
wind
that
gust.
serve. Inopportune time for that wind to blow for Megan Fudge.
Well, especially Fudge is trying to go deep to the backhand there on that serve. And it's difficult because it's not that there is a time limit between when the score is called and when that ball has to be served. So it's not like you can wait for that wind gust to stop. A little change of pace there from Jardim. I thought she got a little jammed, a little tight to the body, but it actually worked out where it was a softer ball. Fudge overhit it.
It's 10-9.
10-9.
Another forehand sails long.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So right now what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a great Great ball movement from Jardim. What she's not doing is she's not allowing Megan Fudge to get in a rhythm forehand to backhand. She's going forehand, backhand, staying consistent.
Megan Fudge calling a timeout as she is finding herself trailing by 2 here in game number 1 of our women's singles gold medal match. Don't go anywhere. Still plenty of action ahead here at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. Tonight at 7 Eastern, the CFL takes center stage as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers square off with the Saskatchewan Roughriders right here on CBS Sports Network. Pickleball not the only event going on this weekend. College football getting back to action. I know you guys were watching that last night with a close eye. Don fell asleep while the Notre Dame game was still on. That's okay.
I watched the Michigan game.
That's what matters. There you go.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I was just happy Fresno State scored 10.
Small victories. Cut forehand from Fudge is a winner.
Good approach there from Megan Fudge at the right time. Had Jardim on full sprint to the backhand. Knew that ball wasn't going to be hit too hard. Makes a good approach.
Jardim on the back foot. Could not get the net clearance, 11-all.
Yeah, that was a good ball there from Fudge. It slid through the court. That's where you saw Jardim get caught on the back foot. Wasn't able to get enough extension on that one.
11-11.
Injection of pace there from Jardim on the forehand.
You're seeing Jardim look to come in, right? Like you're seeing it. She hits a ball and then she sees the flight path and she's picking up if it's good or not, meaning if it's deep enough or not. In the middle of that point, she had a forehand, wanted to come in, saw it wasn't going to be deep, retreated. She's itching to get in there.
So far, it's been Jardim that has dictated this game number 1. Fudge has been close, but hasn't quite been able to pull away. And now Jardim within 2 points of taking game number 1.
Timeout receiver.
Another timeout taken by Fudge as Jardim edging ever closer to taking game number 1. We will take a break as well. The conclusion of game number 1 coming up on the other side of the break here at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. The APP Women's Open, presented by The James, invites all women to come to the Pickle and Chill in Columbus, Ohio, October 4th to 6th to compete for a $75,000 prize purse. Visit theapp.global for more information. It's going to be a great event, and we have been treated to a great game 1 so far between Simone Jardim and Megan Fudge. Oh, great get from Jardim, but Fudge was ready and waiting.
Yeah, and you can see that Fudge is predominantly going after the backhand side there of Jardim, pinning her into that corner to open up the forehand on the run.
Oh, wow.
Nice cut. How about that touch?
I mean, cut that as tight as she could to the net right there. That's a tough ball she made look easy here. But you're seeing a change right now. Last 2 points, Megan Fudge coming in, forcing Jardim to go passing shot.
And it's gotten Fudge to 13 all. Fudge storms out of the timeout, 3 straight points. And now she has game point as Jardim wants to take a timeout.
14-13, 1 minute.
What was the biggest difference over the last 3 points, fellas?
Well, good adjustment from Fudge out of the timeout. She came up 3 times straight. She's forcing Jardim to try and go passing shot, which she hasn't had to do so far in this game. So, again, changing the rhythm, changing the timing up, not letting Jardim get comfortable back at the baseline.
Fudge trying to capture yet another gold medal. It would be her 3rd consecutive. Jardim looking for her 2nd women's singles gold of the season. And guys, these 2 women, they have been so predominant on tour. Fudge, the most medals of any woman on tour, 55. Jardim, 49 career medals, 32 of those are gold. That's the most of any woman on tour. You take a look at Jardim's numbers, 65% of her medals on tour have been gold in her career. That is just a ridiculous percentage.
Oh, I get to talk about that one. No, sorry. Yeah, and that was part of it as far as we're going back into it.
Threads the needle just off the edge guard, 14 all.
Scraped over the net cord right there. But going back to the medals, a lot of the dominance that Jardim had was in women's doubles and mixed doubles. You saw the change there on those last 2 balls from Jardim. She really added some slice, got Fudge leaning forward, having to reach for that. Then it opens up the passing shot.
Catches the outside of the line, 15 all. Here we go.
That's incredible right there. A little backhand chip shot here from Megan Fudge on full sprint. And she's able to dot the corner.
Could not have placed that ball any better. Good Fudge back on serve. You have to win by 2 on your serve.
She's still mad about the previous volley where she had the potential of going behind Fudge again. So now it's given game point to Megan Fudge.
But it's Fudge that takes game number 1, 17-15 here in our women's singles gold medal match. There's still plenty more ahead here at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. Don't go anywhere. Our AARP match spotlight this week was the Champions Division Women's Singles Gold Medal match. Karen Coaches capturing the women's singles gold medal. Great to see her out there.
Oh, Coaches has been consistent as a gold medalist here on the Champions Tour for women's singles this year.
Lifting that cup, give it a little kiss. Love to see it for Coaches. Here are other Masters and Champions winners. Marcelo Jardim, yes, that is Simone's brother. And then Lee Whitwell and Jaime Onsins in the mixed doubles.
That's just etched on our screen right there, Marcelo.
All four of those names are pretty much etched on the screen right there.
You will see Jaime's son Eric Onsins play in our mixed doubles gold medal match coming up a little bit later on Championship Sunday. So we are back to action here in game number 2.
Slide out.
Cut it around the post, about as close as it could be, just wide.
Protocol stands. You want no.
Call on the court was wide. Fudge chooses not to challenge.
1-0.
So Jardim off to the early lead. Big volley there from Jardim.
Well, I was going to say, you're coming out in game 2 and you're seeing Jardim being much more aggressive with the ground strokes because she has the wind behind her back now. You're seeing her push Fudge deeper, and Fudge is basically just chipping those balls back. Oh, that's a nice drop there from Fudge.
Well, that's exactly what Fudge is going to have to do if she sees Jardim coming to the kitchen line like that. Dipping that ball cross court, a lot easier said than done. She does a beautiful job right here, two-handed backhand cross court dipper.
1-2.
It's worth noting that when these two played in the semifinals in Cincinnati, that was an indoor match. They had to go indoors due to weather conditions, so different setup than it is here in Chicago. Nice decision again, going back behind Fudge with the overhead.
Well, she's pretty much done that every time she's had something up.
Other than game point
where she got it, right? Exactly.
3-1. Slide out.
Jardim just a bit wide, perhaps a bit long as well.
And I think this is what you're going to see out of Jardim too, is she's going to be more aggressive on this side with the wind in her back. She knows she's going to be able to push Megan Fudge a little bit deeper behind the baseline. It's going to allow her to come in.
Cuts it long. With that being said, and that being Jardim going deeper into the court with the wind at her back, how much do you also factor that in with she doesn't have the cushion of a game number 1, so you can't make too many errors when you're trying to be that fine in the corners?
Well, and we just saw that last ball there from Jardim sail deep, and we saw that from Fudge on that side in game 1 as well. That lower ball is very difficult to keep in the court.
Forehand sails long as Fudge takes her first lead of game number 2, 4-3, after taking game number 1, 17-15.
So the adjustment is you got to take a little off, create some more shape, but you still got to keep that ball low enough to where you're not going too long, right? And so it's a fine line from Jardim on that side with the wind in her back.
You're talking about a correction of a fraction of an inch.
And Fudge just throws her hands up. She's like, as soon as she went to hit that volley, the wind really picked up. And then as she goes inside out there, the wind just knocked that ball down.
Second time Fudge has been victimized by the wind in this match.
Ball just died right there on Jardim.
The ball she played looked very close to the line, but again, that's where the margins are in this match. Both of these women cover court so well.
5-4.
Jardim gets the better of Fudge.
Chad and I are both laughing because Jardim yelled at the ball, "Get out!" And it does.
It's a good read there from Jardim as well. She brings Fudge forward. Fudge able to get to that ball. But Jardim holds the line.
5-5.
5-all.
Slide out. Point
Side out.
6.
Yeah, Fudge is hitting some of these balls like full stroke, and they're just dipping down.
6-5.
A missed return for Jardim gives Fudge a 2-point advantage coming up on the midway point of game number 2.
7-5.
Matches the largest lead that Fudge has had in this match. That came at 17-15 in game 1. Just outside the line, so Jardim able to keep pace with Fudge.
That's a heavy ball to the sideline from Simone Jardim, and Fudge trying to redirect it down the line and gets a little late on it. Other.
Oh, got stuck, not moving a feet. Excellent ball there from Fudge. Picking up a couple of those difficult ground strokes from Jardim.
Jardim had some massive pace on a couple of those that Fudge dug out.
Just bruising rallies on both sides of the baseline.
8-6.
Fudge trying to pass.
Point 7.
Instead pulls it wide, so Jardim again staying within a point on serve at 7-8.
Yeah, good pressure there from Jardim. Got the shorter ball and followed behind it coming in.
7-8.
Big forehand unleashed by Jardim.
2 of them. Massive.
Well, and you see how deep she gets in her legs there as far as the knee bend. Really able to put everything through that ball, through that forehand.
It's evident the pace that Jardim can interject in both of these women when they get down those legs and really get that momentum shift moving forward. Smart combination from Jardim as she retakes the lead.
Yeah, tripling up right there on the forehand side of Fudge. Fudge held this time on that first volley.
9-8.
Fudge showing off the footwork.
Well, Jardim had a ball up, and she tried to just drop this in. This ball right here, I'd have liked to see her do something with it. But instead, she tries to drop it cross court, and Fudge just too quick, recovers, and comes out on top.
What would you like to have seen Jardim do instead?
Put that ball away. Hit a hot. Yeah.
1 minute.
9-all timeout on court. We will take one as well. This one has been as it was built, nip and tuck, so don't go anywhere. We still have more from game number 2 coming up at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. Back in Chicago for the 8th tour stop of the 2024 season. Chi-Town has been kind to the APP Tour, home of founder Ken Herman and home of some fantastic pickleball as we are set to get back to play in game number 2.
Time in.
Fudge and Jardim tied at 9-all after Fudge took game 1, 17-15.
Point.
Jardim couldn't come up with the backhand there. Dom, we were talking during the break. You said if you were Jardim, you would tell her to continue to go at Fudge with the ground strokes.
Right. The couple drops she's hit, Megan Fudge has run down and come out on top. She's got to continue to go at her with the ground strokes.
Fudge was running Jardim sideline to sideline. Looked like it was going to pay dividends, but pushed it wide.
Well, it was the sharper angle on the Jardim forehand there. Fudge tried to take that back cross court, but got a little jammed up.
Ball did not come up.
Point 11.
Yeah, and it's Fudge using the wind to her advantage right there. She cuts that backhand through it, and as it gets through the wind, now wind knocks it down, and she's got backspin on it, so it's going to check up as soon as it hits the ground.
Fudge edging closer to championship point.
Eleven 10. Point.
Return just sails long. Perhaps a bit of frustration on the side of Simone Jardim.
12 10.
Off the top of the net cord, falls in for the winner.
Another good get there from Fudge. A good passing shot here from Fudge as well. Jardim doing all she can to get that one back across.
Jardim taking another timeout, trailing by 3, as Fudge has now worked herself within 2 points of championship point. Guys, what does Jardim have to do coming out of this timeout other than siding out and scoring a point?
Well, she got a little loose with the legs as far as not getting as deep as we saw her earlier when she was going for those heavier ground strokes. The missed return, you know, it always comes back to bite you with missed returns. But I'd like to see her come out, recompose, use those legs, get deeper, kind of attack the backhand side of Fudge because the wind is behind her and they're blowing toward that backhand corner.
Big point out of the timeout, obviously. I think Jardim has to come out on top of this, get that serve back in her hand, and get back in control. Got to have a good return here, nice and deep. Put that pressure on Megan Fudge. If anything, if it is a good return, I'd like to see her come up and put the pressure on.
Largest lead of the day for either woman at 3 points, 13-10 in favor of Fudge.
Point.
Another missed return brings up championship point for Megan Fudge.
14 10.
Jardim staves off the first championship point, gets back on serve. This is why the rally scoring winning on your serve is so big, because now Fudge frozen at 14. It gives Jardim an opportunity to get back into this match. Jardim able to consolidate with another monster forehand.
There were 3 of them in a row right there.
12-14.
Not too much.
Side out. 14.
Forehand just skimming wide. So Fudge back on serve with championship point number 2.
14-12.
Jardim gets it to where Fudge cannot return. 14 all.
14-13.
14-13, excuse me.
Yeah, 13-14. You preempting right now, Tori?
Wrote down the wrong number.
13-14.
Now it's 14 all, and I believe the kids call that manifesting.
That's what I was preempting. I thought that stuff was going deep.
So she ripped it.
Referee timeout. We have Megan Fudge requesting a medical timeout.
So referee timeout on the court. That is our lead referee, Melissa Ownby, as Megan Fudge leaves the court holding the left hip. She has requested a medical timeout.
I mean 14 all.
So while Fudge gets looked at by the trainer, we will step away, tied at 14 all here in game number 2. This one going right down to the wire on championship court at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open.
Gold medal matches on championship court at the Zimmer Biomet.
We are back at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open in game 2 of our women's singles gold medal match. Fudge asked for a trainer. She was working on what looked like potentially the left hip following that last play in which Jardim was able to tie the match up at 14. Jardim left the court, but both players are now back, are ready to proceed. Fudge took game 1 17-15. Win by 2 on your serve. It's 14 all. Jardim just pulls the forehand once, point for Fudge, and it brings up championship point number 2.
15-14.
Oh,
Missed return, and Fudge is golden once again as she tops Simone Jardim in straight games. Megan Fudge, your women's singles gold medal champion. We will hear from her when we come back here at the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open.
As well, make a great run through the draws to number 16 this week in Chicago, for the top seed prevails after the
And Megan Fudge is your gold medalist here in Chicago. Chad, how'd she get it done?
yeah, it's the consistency. She just makes so many balls. She's moving Jardim around the court. You see the perfect cross-court roll there off the backhand. Catches the net court there. And Jardim was putting everything into it, and then Fudge counter-punching, moving the ball around, putting the pressure on, and then a big serve there to finish it. We'll throw it down to Dorian Kraft, who's courtside for our post-match interview.
Thanks, guys. Megan, there were a couple times in that match. Game 1, you were down 13-11. You took the timeout. And then in game number 2 at 14-all, you had the medical timeout. What is the key to coming back from those timeouts to keep yourself mentally engaged and being able to close out both games 1 and 2?
Yeah, I mean, obviously credit to Simone. She played a fantastic match. I felt like it was like a nail-biter coming out of timeouts. It's just like brutal. You're just looking around, checking out where the wind's moving to because it literally was swirling. So it was just constant adjustments to the wind, to our tactics. We both adjusted our tactics mid-match too. So I felt like it was like a chess game out here trying to figure out what each other's are going to do. So, it was stressful.
On cue, the wind picking up right now on championship court. But we really saw you come out early, and it looked like you were attacking the backhand of Simone, moving her corner to corner. What did you see that you felt like you could exploit?
Yeah, I mean, I was really feeling my backhand, so I kind of wanted to go into that corner to receive more backhands back, to kind of work to her patterns too. So we were kind of giving it to each other. But no, I mean, again, we were adjusting to the wind floating very much to my left, allowed me to kind of go cross court more. I was trying to move her around, but she moved so well. So, it was just like a tough battle, and I was just hoping to hang on.
56 total APP medals for you in your career. That's the most of any woman. What does that tell you about your level of success and the way that you've been able to sustain it?
Yeah, and obviously credit to my team, my husband and my coach out here. Like, they stick with me, and shout out to Intersport and our title sponsor this week, Zimmer Biomet. We just want to thank you guys for allowing us to live the dream and play pickleball out here. It's so special, and without the support from all the way around, we would not be able to do this.
Well, Megan, another women's singles gold medal for you. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Great job.
Well, Megan Fudge coming out on top, Chad, her 56th medal on the APP Tour. Very impressive. And again, she grinded out today, got it done. It was some sticky conditions into the wind both sides. So again, congratulations to her.
Yeah, another good job there from Megan Fudge. And again, it's just the model of consistency, making so many balls and really grinding those points out.
Well, we'll take a break here from the Zimmer Biomet APP Chicago Open. Have our next matchup here on Championship Court.